I hate glare. Happy Tuesday everybody, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. For those of you who've been here before, I'm super glad you're back. In today's video, I'm going to show you a bunch of things that you can get rid of right now, completely guilt-free. And don't worry, by a bunch, I'm not spouting out this giant list. I'm starting with 5 today. 5 things that you can get rid of completely guilt-free. Because I know to a lot of people, they don't really know where to start, and they're scared of having kind of the opposite of buyer's remorse, where you're like, oh, I shouldn't have bought that. It's very similar, except it's more like, I shouldn't have gotten rid of that. They're very scared of that what if. So my 5 things I've thought of pretty carefully. They're easy. Almost everyone has one. You really don't need them. And you'll feel zero guilt when you get rid of them. So let's jump right on in. The first thing on my list is scratchy old towels that you never use. You push them to the back and they just never ever get used. For me, I had a few of these, and what I did is I just asked the friends I had who tend to dye their hair, do you want an extra towel for when you dye your hair? Easy as that. Because now the towel has a use, I know where it's going, so I feel better about it. But it's not in my apartment taking up my space, and I don't feel guilty constantly having shoved it to the side. I gave it a new purpose. Item number 2, you can get rid of with zero guilt. It's that sweater that you never wear. Maybe it's in the back of your dresser, it might be in your front closet, your closet in your bedroom. Maybe you have it stashed away in the storage room. I don't know what rooms you have, but it's somewhere. And if you never ever wear it, why do you have it? Now, I live in Canada, and so it's getting cold. It's getting really cold. So the way I always think about it is, well, if I have a bunch of sweaters I know I can wear and will keep me warm, and I have this one that I never wear, I may as well give it to someone who might need it. I don't like the idea of being cold all the time, and I assume most people don't. And I know that clothing can be really hard for some people to decide to let go of. But I'm functioning on the assumption that you have more than one sweater, and this is the one that you never wear. Assuming it's not some kind of a sentimental item that you hold on to for that reason, I don't think you will have any kind of guilt at all when you get rid of it. If it's a sentimental piece and you never wear it but you keep it because it's sentimental, maybe hold on to it for the time being. Eventually we'll hit sentimental items, or there are plenty of books and other YouTube videos if you're more anxious to get to sentimental ones. Item number 3 on my list is that old tarnished jewelry that you have. It's not quite rust, but if you have this jewelry, you know what I'm talking about, where it's gone kind of orangey brown, or it's gone that really bright greenish color. It's just getting super tarnished and it's just not something you'd wear. Again, unless it's a sentimental piece that you are keeping specifically for some other reason, you may as well get rid of it. And if it is a sentimental piece that you know you're not going to wear, my recommendation is to remove it from your jewelry collection and put it with your other sentimental items. Because if you're not going to wear it anyway, putting it in with your everyday use items just makes it more likely that they get tangled together, you seem to have more choices, and it gets more stressful. Item number 4 on my list that you can get rid of completely guilt-free is that music you always skip. And there are so many streaming services, I'm not going to try and name them all and cover all of them. So instead, as the example, I will use the one that I use personally, and that's Google Play. Google Play, you can make playlists, and you have a thumbs up button as well as a thumbs down button. Now that I've said it out loud, it's very similar to YouTube that way. But anyway, as you find songs that you like, or at least the way I do it, is I give them a thumbs up. And then when I want to only play music I like, I go to my playlist of music that I've already liked and shuffle that. I find that over time, your taste in music changes slightly. It might even be something as simple as you were obsessed with that one song and now it's completely dead to you. You don't want to listen to it and you skip it every time it comes on. Honestly, you are better off just opening your app and hitting the thumbs down button to remove it from that playlist so it doesn't play anymore. Because that little bit of effort now is saving you how many times of pulling out your phone and skipping the song over and over and over again? You're better off having a shorter playlist of music you still actually like than a very large playlist that's mostly stuff you don't. And the very last thing I have on my list is one that would take you a little bit longer to complete, but is very, very worth it in my opinion, and you'll feel fine. I want you to find every writing utensil in your home, as long as it uses some form of ink, because ink dries. Try and write with them, and that's the time-consuming part really, is finding them and trying to write. If the pen is dried out, or the marker is completely dried out, get rid of them. That way when you do need a pen, a highlighter, a marker, some kind of writing utensil, you know that the ones you have are functioning. You're not going to be picking up one, it's dry, frantically looking around for another one. Because why would you want to do that? Nobody wants to have that experience. We just haven't really considered sitting down to check ahead of time if our pens work. People have this weird habit where when the pen is dry, instead of throwing it away, they put it back and reach for another one. You are setting yourself up, quite literally, to have this experience again when you do that. So just check your pens. Do they work? Awesome! If not, throw them out. You don't need that nonsense in your life. And you'll feel a lot better and more productive knowing that you accomplished this thing that you've clearly been putting off, because I was putting that off. So those are my 5 things that I think you can get rid of completely guilt-free and relatively quickly. So just as a very quick recap, and I'll have that written in the description as well. Your old towels that you never use, that sweater you never wear, old tarnished jewelry, the music you used to like and no longer do, and pens or other writing utensils that are all dried up and you can't use anymore. So I'll see you all next week, guys, but in the meantime, leave me a comment and let me know, what other things can you think of that someone could get rid of completely guilt-free? A lot of people are still just experimenting with minimalism and they haven't jumped in head first, and no one can really blame them for that. Changing your lifestyle is hard. So not everybody is ready to do a big closet purge or to do the KonMari method with everything in their home. So what small steps do you think that they could take? Let me know, let them know down below, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye! But hey, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos. I make mostly videos about minimalism, but I also make motivational and planning videos, and I have some really big plans for next year as far as expanding the things I talk about with you. But shh, I'm keeping those a secret still. Music number